You know how it is when you start a new project? You can get so bogged down in just setting up the database. Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that complexity. I'm going to show you how to set up a super powerful serverless database with Vercel, Postgres, and Drizzle in like 5 minutes. Look, every single app you build, whether it's just a fun weekend project or, your next big startup idea, it all comes down to this one big question. Where is all the data going to live? The choices can feel kind of paralyzing. But don't worry. Today, we're going to build a rock-solid, modern home for our data, one step at a time. All right, so think of yourself as an architect for a minute. The very first thing you got to do is choose the right foundation for your building. And in the world of web development, that means we need to understand the two main ways we can build a database. So you've got two main flavors here. On one side, you have relational databases, or SQL. The easiest way to think about these is like a really, really organized spreadsheet. Data lives in tables, there are strict rules, a schema, and everything is neatly connected. This is awesome for data that's predictable. Then you have non-relational, or NoSQL. This is all about flexibility. Data is stored more like a big JSON object, which is fantastic when your data is a bit wild, you need to scale like crazy, or you just want to move really, really fast. Okay, so for what we're doing today, we're going to go with a relational foundation, but with a super modern spin, Vercel Postgres. This gives us all the power and reliability of good old Postgres, but it's built to be serverless, and it plugs right into Vercel's whole system. What that means for us is crazy low latency for our users all over the world, and we don't have to manage any servers. It is the perfect home for our data. All right, blueprints picked. Time to grab our shovels and break ground. Let's hop over to the Vercel dashboard and actually create this thing in the cloud. And Vercel makes this part ridiculously easy. It's basically a 5-step process. But hang on, step 4, that's the one you really gotta pay attention to. Choosing your region. This is so critical. If you pick the region that's closest to most of your users, you cut down the latency big time, and your whole app just feels way faster. It's a tiny choice that has a huge impact. Okay, the concrete's poured. The foundation is solid. Excellent. Now we need to actually connect our tools, our code, to the construction site so we can start putting up the walls. All right, pop open your terminal. We've got 3 little commands that are going to do all the heavy lifting for us. First, Vercel link. That just hooks up your local code to your project on Vercel. Next, and this one's super important for security, Vercel env pull. That securely yanks down your database credentials. And finally, npm install at Vercel/Postgres, which gives us the special software we need to actually talk to our new database. Now that Vercel env pull command, it did something incredibly important. It created this little .env file. Think of this file as your project's digital vault. It holds all the secrets, your database password, API keys, all that good stuff, safely on your computer. And there is one golden rule here, and I mean it. You never, ever commit this file to Git. If you do, your secrets are out there for the whole world to see, and it's game over for your database. Okay, we're connected, we're secure. Now it's time to actually design the floor plan for our data. For that, we're going to use an amazing tool called Drizzle. It's an ORM, which stands for Object Relational Mapper. And this is a total game changer because it lets us define our database tables using TypeScript. No more writing raw SQL. Instead, we get full auto-completion, we get type safety. It's just a way better way to work. And wow, just look at this. This right here is why Drizzle is so cool. It's just clean, readable TypeScript. We're creating a users table in just a few lines. The PG table function kicks it off. We give it an ID that auto-increments, a simple full name field, and a phone field that has to be unique. This isn't just a definition on a piece of paper. This is a living blueprint that our entire application can understand. It gives us that amazing type safety from the database all the way up to the front end. So our blueprints are done. They look great. It is officially move-in day. Time for that final construction push, and then we get to start moving in the furniture, which for us is our actual data. First things first, we need to turn our TypeScript blueprint into an actual construction plan that the database can read, which is SQL. And for that, it's one simple command, npm run generate. This tells Drizzle to look at our schema and just generate all the SQL code we need. And now for the magic. We run drizzle kit push pg. This command takes that plan we just made, reaches out into the cloud, connects to our Vercel Postgres database, and just runs it. And poof, in a matter of seconds, the tables we designed in our TypeScript file are now real and live in our database. Our data's home is officially built. So the house is built, but nobody's home yet. Let's add our first piece of furniture, our first user. And you'll notice how Drizzle's insert command looks just like our schema.
We just pass it an object with a full name and a phone. And because it's all TypeScript, our code editor will yell at us if we try to put in the wrong kind of data. It's simple, it's intuitive, and it's safe.
And there it is, the proof. You can pop open the data browser in Vercel and see it for yourself. Our users, Jane Doe and John Smith, are now living safe and sound in our cloud database, organized exactly like that TypeScript blueprint we designed just a few minutes ago. The whole loop is complete. So let's just take a step back for a second. In a few minutes, with just a handful of commands, we went from a completely blank slate to a fully functioning, type-safe, serverless database running in the cloud. The foundation is set, the structure is built, and it's ready to scale. The hard part is over. Now the real creative work can begin. Your database is live. What are you going to build with it?